Blade Seed Studios come back at you with another video. Today we're going to be doing Dark Souls Remastered 100% items guide for Tomb of the Giants. After defeating the pinwheels and climbing the ladder, you're going to turn around directly behind you and run down this path to go pick up the Soul of the Proud Knight. I do want to mention the fact that the first time that you're in this area, it is going to be extremely dark. Now there is a little shortcut right at the beginning that you can jump straight across and it'll make it a whole lot easier, but I'm going to follow the proper route and pathways, that way nobody can get lost or miss any items. And it is going to be hard to see. However, one of the items called the Skull Lantern, which we'll be picking up in this guide, will guide you through this area and make it a little bit easier. There is also a spell called Cast Light, and you can also acquire the Sunlight Maggot, which we'll be going over in a different guide. You're going to go ahead and skip over this first tomb here, the slide down, and you're going to go up top, and there's going to be this little platform. You're just going to want to drop onto that and then just drop right down onto this item. Be very careful, because if you fall down, there's going to be big skeletons. Pick up your large Soul of the Proud Knight. If you turn around after picking up your soul packet, there's going to be 2 ladders that you can climb. Go ahead and climb those, and there's going to be an item over on the right. It is 3 Eyes of Death, which are useful for Nito's Covenant, aka the Gravelord Covenant. And then you're going to want to go ahead and drop down to where the skeletons would normally be, and then there's going to be an item that's like tucked on this little ledge. Go ahead and pick up that soul packet. It's another large Soul of a Proud Knight. At the bottom of the ladder, there's going to be a pathway that you can follow, and on the left hand side there's going to be an area that you can drop down into. There's going to be a lot of giant skeletons in here, so you got to be really careful. They're guarding a Soul of a Brave Warrior and the large Divine Ember, which can be very useful if you are not used to an area like this, or the boss fight for that matter of fact. Divine actually does more to undead creatures, and you can also go ahead and use the Divine weapon in the boss fight to kill the skeletons that keep respawning. Nito's a big pain in the ass occasionally when those skeletons are on your ass, just slashing and cutting away at you while you're trying to fight the boss. Now you're going to want to go ahead and climb all the way back up to originally where we were, and there's going to be a little pathway that goes off to the left, and there's going to be another Soul of a Proud Knight over here, and then just hop on down and you're going to follow the tombstones going down. Like I said, the first time that you're going through here, it might be a little dark, so if you don't have a light source, take your time and go easy, take it slow. Go ahead and keep following the pathway, taking each tombstone, and you're going to come across this large Soul of a Proud Knight. It's going to be tucked on over to the right, and there's going to be like a skeleton hovering over it. Then you're going to want to keep continuing down the tombstones, and eventually you're going to stop seeing tombstones. You're going to go over to the right, and once again, another tombstone. Make sure you slide over to the right, or else you're going to miss this item. There's a humanity sitting to the right. If you don't need it, just slide all the way down, and you're going to see Patches sitting here, so you're going to want to make sure to go ahead and talk to him. He's actually going to kick you off the cliff the first time that you come into this area, and if you go and look at that loot on the ground, he's just gonna kick you right over the edge, and it's kind of crazy, but hey, there's loot down there, so it's okay. Before you get kicked off the edge though, make sure you grab this bonfire. It's just over to the right on a little ledge. Climb the little ladder back up, and bonfire's right there, and then you're gonna go ahead and just jump down here if you didn't already go down here, or let Patches kick you off. There's gonna be a large Soul of the Proud Knight. There's going to be the Skull Lantern, which will allow you to see in this area, and another large Soul of the Proud Knight. The first time you come down here too, there's going to be a maiden, and she has 2 undead guards that are with her from the Miracle Covenant. I can't remember the name of it right now. If you kill those 2 guards and teleport back up to Undead Parish, it will allow you to get some spells that she sells, and one of those being Wrath of Gods is a very important thing that I wanted to cover, because it's honestly very easy to miss. Back in the tomb though, you're gonna go ahead and pick up this white titanite chunk. It's a pathway off to the right. After grabbing that chunk, you're gonna go ahead and run behind you to the right, and there's gonna be a little path that veers off. There's going to be a ladder and a few of these skeleton dudes. Just try to ignore them. If you veer off to the left, it's gonna bring you back to where that big ass ladder that we climbed and the Divine Ember is, but if you go back to the right, it's going to bring you right back over to where the bonfire is and Patches is. Now you can go ahead and talk to Patches after he kicks you off, and he's going to ask you if you will forgive him. Go ahead and forgive him, and then later on you can actually use him as a merchant in Firelink Shrine. He sells a variety of items. Now I want to go over that there is some skeleton dogs down here, and they are absolutely terrifying, so you want to be extremely careful because they hit super fucking hard. The dogs don't have a loot table, however. Now you should be able to find your way over to this item. There's a Soul of a Brave Warrior over here, and then you can drop down very carefully onto this platform and then go over to the right, and you're going to go ahead and pick up the Covenant Silver Serpent Ring. This item gives you more souls upon killing enemies, so it's kind of unique and cool. You can run around with it if you really want. After picking that up, you're going to go ahead and jump back over to the ledge, and we're going to run back up top, which is where we previously were, but this time we're going to hug the wall and follow all the way left. There's going to be a black knight down here, and he has a couple items that you can drop. However, he is guarding the effigy shield, which is quite an interesting looking shield, and there's a little bit of story behind it too with Havel. I don't remember exactly how it goes, so I'm not going to ramble on, but anyways, go ahead and continue back down the path, and we're going to go right back to where we were, and then there's going to be a little bonfire to the left, and then there's going to be a path that follows down. After you go ahead and take a rest at the bonfire if you really need it, go ahead and follow the path back down. There's going to be an item tucked in the wall. It's another white titanite chunk, which is used to upgrade your divine. Now there's going to be a few skeleton dogs over to the left. You can actually just ignore them. Go ahead and follow the path to the right, and then drop down. There's going to be a little path to the right again. Go ahead and pick up the soul packet. It's another soul of a brave warrior. Now you're going to go ahead and follow down the pathway and drop down this ladder, and then there's going to be an invasion that happens here with Paladin Leroy, but it's really not too hard of an invasion. You can just kick him off the ledge. I see a very much so repeating theme of getting kicked off the ledges. Upon death, you'll get 2 humanity, 1 grant, and 1 sanctum. The grant's a pretty interesting weapon, and the shield is also a pretty interesting weapon. The grant will create a Wrath of God effect, which is pretty cool with the heavy attack, and the sanctum naturally regenerates HP over time. We're bouncing back to where we were. We're gonna go ahead and finish taking off the path to the right. There's going to be a crystal lizard in here. I can never manage to kill him, so yeah, just gonna run past him. Go ahead and follow the cliff edge. There's gonna be some more skelly spinny boys, and there's gonna be a couple more skeletons here. Just be careful not to get knocked off. In this next area, there's going to be a lot of pinwheels. They're gonna be attacking you left and right, shooting their magic at you. Just be careful. Pick up your soul of a hero, and then I want to mention that you can also farm these pinwheels and the little skeletons that are in the water. The little skeletons will drop humanity, and the pinwheels will drop their perspective mask. There's going to be a white titanite chunk hiding behind one of the rocks, so go ahead and grab that, and then you can go ahead and continue right up the pathway. There's going to be another soul of a hero that you can pick up, and that white fog there is the boss fight, Nito. But first, make sure to go down this pathway to the right. Do not drop off immediately. Go ahead and follow the tunnel, and there's going to be a white titanite slab, so you can get that max divine weapon, baby. You're gonna go on back over to the fog wall and go ahead and enter the boss fight. We're gonna take out Nito. Make sure to bring a divine weapon. It'll really help you out. There's going to be a little mini army of skeletons to try to mess your day up, and the divine helps keep them dead. After taking out the skelly boys, Nito isn't too hard. You just go ahead and smack him around a few times in his skeleton beard and all. Just remember not to hit behind him, because it's not gonna work. Upon defeating Nito, you end up getting a Lord Soul and 1 humanity, and after that, don't forget to pick up your Paladin set. It's the set that Paladin Leroy wore. It's not the greatest, but it's decent, and you know what? It's got some good fashion to it. But anyways, this is Blade Seed Studios. Thanks for watching my 100% guide, and I'm out.